As you have just seen, the tone arm has skipped back 5 tracks to this one, as you commanded it to do when we were way back on track number 4.
Accutrac's true beauty lies in the fact that you can always create sound that is perfect for your mood in 33 or 45.
A direct drive unit eliminates all belts, wheels, and pulleys to give optimum freedom from rumble, wow, and flutter. Electronic speed sensing circuits constantly monitor speed.
And so that you never miss a second of your favorite selections, if you are interrupted by phones or boiling kettles, you may interrupt Accutrac simply by pressing the cue button and then repressing it when you are ready to resume listening.
No other cue lever returns the stylus to the same groove it left so accurately, so safely. Now, let's move to your next selection, which was number 8. Right now, you are one of the few people in the world who have operated a fully automated computerized turntable. What's more, you have done it remotely with a full control panel in miniature. Total control from anywhere in your room. Total control while you are working or relaxing. Here are a few more outstanding features of the Accutrac 4000. In order to achieve maximum stability, the turntable floats freely in suspension from the control center. The tone arm is lightweight with integral head and integrated circuits. The platter is dynamically balanced for more even sound. Its servo motor is electronically controlled for better performance. The Accutrac 4000 features a stroboscopic speed set which is unmatched in the industry. Also, the patented Cartridge is the only one of its kind.
Superior design.
Superior construction.
Superior performance.
Total control as never before with Accutrac 4000. Now you have had a brief introduction to Accutrac's quality and computerized selectivity. You have seen its revolutionary infrared electro-optical system in action. You have paused by pressing the cue button. You know you can play all selections in chronological order by pressing All. You know you can adjust for speed and record size as well as pitch and tone. You can give the Accutrac 24 commands on 13 tracks, the greatest number of tracks appearing on any commercial disc. You can add selections, reject specific tracks without interrupting the rest of your programming. Repeat the entire record or specific selections, or even operate manually. No other turntable offers such total control.
But now you may experience another whole dimension offered by Accutrac. Cordless remote control from across the room. A whole mini control panel at your fingertips, wherever you want to relax or work. Ask a salesperson to let you try it. There's beautiful music waiting for you on tracks 5 and 7, and more information about Accutrac 4000 on track number 2. Now, press clear and shut off the power while you get that salesperson so you can control the Accutrac 4000 remotely.
Welcome to the ADC Accutrac 4000, the only turntable in the world that allows you to select the tracks on a record in any order you like, as often as you like, and even skip over the tracks you don't like. Accutrac 4000 is the first computerized turntable, a phenomenal combination of electro-optics, microelectronic circuitry, and state-of-the-art electronic turntable technology.
It's the most accurate, reliable, and noiseless turntable in the world. And it operates remotely from any place in your room.
Its tone arm is equipped with an infrared eye that can actually read the tracks, enabling you to choose selections in any order. And the Accutrac 4000's memory bank will accept as many as 24 commands at a time.
You have total control over what you listen to. And you also have total control in adjusting for records of various sizes and speeds.
Take a moment to try this space-age wonder. Press the following numbers and get set for the change to the various selections where we will tell you more. All right? Press track buttons 6, 1, 8, and 3.
Go ahead. 6, 1, 8, and 3, in that order. As you have seen, we've just moved from track 4 to track 6. Listen for a moment to a demonstration of Accutrac 4000's pitch-perfect sound.
One of the reasons the Accutrac 4000 produces such perfect sound is because the tone arm decouples the instant the stylus touches the surface of the record, thus eliminating all friction. The tone arm is free to glide across the record unencumbered.
Because you don't have to touch the tone arm, you will not damage the stylus or harm your records.
The Accutrac 4000 is the only turntable to offer the two extremes of the technological spectrum: fully computerized track selection or manual operation if you wish.
Now, Watch the tone arm as the infrared sensing device searches for your next selection. Track number 1. Join you there.
The first real innovation in record-playing technology in over 30 years, the Accutrac 4000 is truly computerized. What's more, its memory bank is sophisticated and can accept one command superimposed over another command, logic upon logic.
While your Accutrac is playing, you can add selections, as before, by pressing the appropriate track buttons. Remember, you have up to 24 commands. If you want to repeat a certain selection, while it is playing, simply press the repeat button.
After repeating the track, the Accutrac 4000 continues with the selections you programmed earlier. Also, when you press reject, the tone arm moves to your next selection.
It never forgets. And of course, it will work like a conventional turntable too. If you press the All button, it will play every track in regular sequence. And you may program it to play all tracks over and over again automatically, simply by pressing the All button, as many times as you please, up to 24 times.
Now, if you remember, your final selection was track number 3.
Certainly your Accutrac 4000 remembers.
Congratulations on being the owner of the finest turntable in the world. Because the Accutrac 4000 is a finely tuned piece of equipment, rough handling while being shipped or the irregularity of some records might necessitate slight readjustments. The following bands of this record explain these adjustments. In addition, it is highly recommended that you read your owner's manual before assembling your Accutrac. Also, you should listen to track 2 while assembling your new Accutrac. Most important is your understanding of the sensor control. A special explanation is included on Band 5 to help you learn more about its space-age sensing abilities. The capabilities and versatilities of your Accutrac 4000 are incredible. But like any other sophisticated instrument, your turntable has a few basic requirements. For example, in order for Accutrac to react precisely to your programming, the bands on the record must contain at least 50 seconds of playing time. Certain records, by the way, will not always accept proper programming commands. An example of this would be the unusual circumstance of a direct disc recording or a record having the rare combination of extremely narrow track bands with overmodulated record areas. However, using the All button will play the entire record like a conventional record player. When you set up your Accutrac, remember, proper grounding of the unit is very important, not only to the audio, as in conventional record players, but also to the track selection capabilities. An amplifier ground alone may not be sufficient. If this is the case, another wire can be run from the amplifier ground to the ground on the wall receptacle. Also, dust-free records are important. A dust ball on the stylus will block the sensor. The heart of the Accutrac system is an optical scanner located directly in front of the stylus, which must be kept dust-free. Although it occurs infrequently, your automatic arm return on 45 RPM 7-inch records might delay before the arm picks up. This situation should not cause alarm. When it does occur, the arm will lift within 45 seconds. Adjustments of your Accutrac 4000 are easy and fun. Get to know the capabilities of your remarkable Accutrac 4000. To assemble the unit, save all packaging, remove the cardboard liner, remove the dust cover and bag from accessory foam, remove the bag from the dust cover, remove accessory foam from the box, remove the main unit. Pull off the end foam and carefully remove the bag from the unit. Then turn down the 2 transit screws completely. Remove the twist tie from the tone arm and make sure the tone arm stays locked by the black plastic lock. Now, place the unit in position and plug in the AC cord. Place the weight on the tone arm in second detent position, starting from forward position, and rotate it to the desired tracking force. A nominal tracking force of 1 gram is recommended. Adjust anti-skate force dial to correspond to tracking force. Connect the green ground wire to the amplifier. Remove the transmitter and battery from the foam. Insert the battery in the transmitter. Now remove the audio cords and connect them to the magnetic phono input on the amplifier. Next, you remove the receiver and plug it into the back of the Accutrac. Now, store the 45 RPM adapter on the white spindle in the rear of the Accutrac. Remove the platter and mat from the bag and place the center trim disc on the mat. Now place this assembly on the direct drive motor shaft. Next, place the dust cover on the unit and adjust the hinges to desired tension. Now remove the white plastic stylus cover and unlock the black tone arm lock. You are now ready to play your Accutrac 4000. In order to hear your record exactly as it was recorded, accurate turntable speed is essential. If the speed of your unit is too fast or too slow, here's what you should check. Let's say you have a 33 RPM record. Observe the strobe bars on the rim area of the platter behind the prism. Notice the rotation of the bars. Observe the strobe bars second from the bottom. Now, turn the pitch knob for the corresponding speed in the same direction in which the bars appear to be moving until the bars appear to stop. This will adjust your speed properly. For 45 speed, follow the same procedure but observe the strobe bars on the bottom row. Tone arm height is critical. From the surface of the turntable mat to the bottom edge of the cartridge body, it should be 3/8 of an inch. The screw in the cueing platform adjusts this height. If your tone arm drifts toward the edge when it sets down on the track, lower the cue height slightly. Turn the adjustment on the cue pad clockwise to lower, counterclockwise to raise. Remember, the optimum position is when the bottom plastic portion of the stylus holder is 3/8 of an inch up from the flat portion of the mat. If this gap is less than 3/8 of an inch, the head sensor may act erratically and not sense properly. If after adjustment your tone arm still sets down in the wrong place, perhaps your sensor control needs adjustment. Since all records are manufactured differently, a sensitivity control for the infrared scanning has been placed on the front control panel of the Accutrac and is marked Sensor. If your tone arm does not sense the bands properly, start with the sensor control in the 12 o'clock position, imagining the face of a clock. If the reflective bands between the tracks appear relatively thin, adjust the sensor control to the left, counterclockwise. This increases the ability of the head sensor to see reflective surfaces. On average records, this may cause the tone arm to see heavy modulation in the middle of the track. If this occurs, turning the sensor control to the right or clockwise will decrease the ability of the head sensor to read the reflective surfaces. Therefore, a medium must be met so that the tone arm will see the run in grooves between tracks but will bypass the heavy modulated areas within tracks. Pencil notes placed on the jackets of records requiring sensor adjustments are very helpful. Use a clock reference. The nominal setting is usually 11 o'clock. Since some records will vary, notes on record jackets eliminate trips back to the Accutrac when using the remote feature. The sensor adjustment also determines when the head sensor sees the reflective surface. Let's say the sensor sees the reflective surface too late. This would cause the stylus to set down too close to the song you want to hear. To remedy this problem, increase the sensitivity of the head sensor. This will cause the head to set down further away from the beginning of the song. Conversely, if you want the stylus to set down closer to the song, you must decrease the sensitivity of the head. These are fine adjustments. For larger adjustments in the set-down, there is an adjustment on the cartridge shell. Refer to the adjusting procedure in the owner's manual. If you get a low output from your cartridge, check to be sure the audio is plugged into the magnetic input on the amplifier. Then check to be sure the stylus is mounted properly. Remove it, then put it back into the same position. Now, check to see if the tone arm is balanced. Remove the counterweight from the tone arm and replace again by inserting weight to maximum forward detent position. You can feel it click into place. Then back up the counterweight to the second detent position and rotate counterweight until 0 appears on top. The counterweight should appear to be centered on the tubing with the 0 pointing straight up and centered on the black line on the tubing. In this position, the arm should float. Manually pressing down on the cue pad will lower it so that a visual inspection of the floating tone arm can be made. If it is unbalanced, rotate the counterweight until the small screw appears on the collar of the counterweight. By loosening this screw, the weight can be repositioned on the shaft until the tone arm appears to float. Rotate the weight to the desired tracking force and then tighten the screw. If you experience problems in your remote control, Unplug the connector plug and test the unit using only the keyboard. A broken wire in the remote cable can cause the unit to malfunction. Noise can be heard when depressing a transmitter button while holding the silver screen near your ear. If no noise is heard, replace the battery in the transmitter. This should correct any problem you might have with your remote control. Now that you have gotten to know your Accutrac 4000 well, perhaps you'd like to know a few unusual features. For example, the tone arm can be stopped and will set down anywhere on the record by programming a track selection that does not exist and depressing the cue button at the right moment. If you have a record that has 6 separate tracks, program track 8. As the tone arm scans the records, depress your cue button. This will immediately stop the lateral movement of the tone arm at the exact instant and set it down for play. The same thing can be done in the reverse situation. When you hit reject and the tone arm is on its way to the rest position, depress cue and the tone arm will stop immediately and drop down to play. This can also be done by remote control. Here's another unique feature. Even if you have pressed the All button to play an album in the conventional manner from beginning to end, you may use the Reject and Repeat buttons at any time. The Reject button will cancel the track being played and automatically move the tone arm to the next track. The Repeat button will allow you to repeat the selection you are presently listening to before continuing with the remainder of the program. Another feature. You can manually move the tone arm over any spot on the record, and then by depressing cue, the tone arm will set down and play the record at that spot. As you learn more about your Accutrac 4000, you will find that its computerized ability and flexibility give you tremendous versatility in the selection and playing of your favorite records.